College basketball on CBS Sports Network is presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky, Colorado Springs Air Force Academy, all Utah State right now, 44-28. Rich Waltz along with Tim Doyle. Okay, we told you Utah State is the best three-point shooting team in the country. They didn't need to do that. In fact, they hardly even did it in the first half, and still they've got a big lead.
They made 2 threes. They came into the game making 11 because Air Force said you have to beat us with points in the paint. Oh, they beat them all right. How about to the tune of 32 of their 44 first-half points have been in the paint. Wally Zerbiak said it best at halftime. This team is fun to watch. They're an experienced bunch, and they are playing together. On the flip side, Ritas Petrinas, only a freshman, and you can just tell he's going to be a really good one here, especially when he picks up a little bit more confidence and swagger. But so far in that first half, this was men versus boys.
This is AT&T 5G, and our game summary. There's the points in the paint. That jumps out. Z Hamoda coming off the bench. This is one of the best benches in the West, right? Utah State?
Oh, well, lead the Mountain West in points per game at 33 points a game. And you could argue their 2 best players aren't even going to start here in the second half for Ryan Odom's group. So this is a Utah State team that's only a few possessions away from being undefeated. If you stick around a little bit later tonight on CBS Sports Network, we will have the only undefeated team in college basketball on our air.
That's right. Dave Ryan, Dan Dickow standing by in Fresno, New Mexico. Unbeaten against Fresno State. First possession, Air Force. Let's see what changes they make offensively. Certainly they'd like to get the ball in the hands of Jake Heidbreeder a little more. A drive by Taylor, turned away at the rim. And here comes Utah State. Taylor Funk, Ryland Jones, Sean Bairstow, Trevin Dorius, and Max Shulga starting for the Aggies, who look really, really good. Bairstow feeds the post. Dorius finishes with a bucket.
I mean, same song as first half. Get that ball inside, get it into the paint, and it's just been too easy.
Corbin Green, nice pass, and there's a patented Princeton cut. Mills with the finish.
Yeah, I think Air Force is going to be fine. It's just that Utah State is catching them at an ideal time. Mountain West Conference play was not friendly to the scheduling of Air Force, and they've just played with little confidence in this game.
Shulga can absolutely do it all. Barry's at 3, and the lead is stretched back to 19. Wide open, and that's Green. Good find from the wing.
See, there's promise here, right? You got 2 possessions, you go back door, you catch the defense napping. It's just that Utah State's getting a good shot literally every time down the floor. Watch the ball movement.
Max Shulga, the Ukrainian, does a little bit of everything, and he does it all so well.
He shoots 36% from 3. Almost half his buckets this year have been threes. He's been in double figures all but 30 games. So when I think about Max's style of play, the word that comes to mind is just consistent.
And this guy, that's Funk, walks. He has been a great addition. We're talking about the net rating for Utah State. They're 23. That's 3rd in the conference right now. And the net, of course, mirrors the selection committee criteria. It has a little more weight at the end of the season, but certainly right now, the Mountain West is representing. And how about San Jose State at the bottom of that list, into the top 100? Tim Miles has done a marvelous job there.
And that is a place that has not had much basketball history
at all.
And he has turned them around pretty quickly. Just got such an infectious personality. He almost looks like he's like a science teacher turned college basketball coach.
He does. He's now, you know, we get to visit with coaches before every game. Tim Miles is a guy that, you know, it's like, oh yeah, this is good. We get to hang with him for an hour here.
Yeah, he's like the teacher that gave you like the hall pass so you can show up 10 minutes late to class. Yeah, he's like the cool teacher.
You better know your stuff when you come back to class, though.
Yes.
Right? Dan Akin back off the bench for Utah State. Akin, one of the better players in the Mountain West, and that's a dunk and a foul. And that's what Corbin Green can do. I mean, he plays much bigger than his 6'5", 230-pound frame.
And he's a freshman, right? So we're talking about someone who's only played 15 college games ever, going up against guys that have been in college for 4 years on this play. Taylor Funk's been in college for 6 years. So he has, you know, like a guy who's a freshman, that means he was in 6th grade when Taylor Funk started college. I think Corbin Green's going to be excellent here. He's an excellent passer. He hits someone on the back door. This team is going to be fine. Yeah, Gene Katie told me this, the old Purdue coach. He had the bad comb over. He actually came to my wedding, gave me a cash gift. But he told me this. He said, it's not who you play, it's when you play them. I'm like, right now, you don't want to play Utah State.
Bairstow, I hope you sent him a thank you note.
Of course. By the way, if you go to a wedding, you never go wrong with a cash gift.
I always thought candlesticks were the...
If you have no money, that's what you have to buy, yes.
5-0 run by Air Force. It's down to 14. Taylor, Heidbreeder. He's got Bairstow, a much longer player, in front of him. Heidbreeder keeps the dribble. Taylor driving, gets in, left hand, and finishes. Air Force is showing signs of life.
Yeah, you could just see Air Force is kind of looking at each other right now like, hey, we could actually play with these guys. And Ryan Odom's going to take a timeout, a little momentum here.
Ethan Taylor, the sophomore from Houston.
Well, Air Force, they had 9 non-conference wins. That was the most since 2006, 2007. This team is talented. They're just young, and now they're playing with a little belief. Crawling back in this game, only down 12.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Well, Utah State has had a comfortable lead all night long. Tim Doyle looked like Ryan Odom wasn't real comfortable with that lead being shaved down to 12. And a 7-0 run by Air Force.
Yeah, and I was surprised that he didn't make adjustments, Ryan Odom, and bring in his bench. Arguably, he's better 5 guys than guys like Ashworth and Aiken. Well, Aiken is out there, but no Ashworth, their leading scorer.
Yeah, I haven't seen Ashworth in the second half yet. Almost 4 minutes in. He plays starter minutes. He averages 30 minutes a game, tops on the team. Cholga kicks, Funk hits. I don't know that Funk misses much. I mean, this guy was one of the top 3-point shooters the last 2 years in the A10, and he's 6'9", 220. So that breaks the drought, which is in about 2.5 minutes. What seems like an eternity tonight for Utah State. That's a strong man going to work. Corbin Green,
freshman. He's kind of built like David Rowdy from Colorado State, who now is on the Memphis Grizzlies and gets minutes. I mean, he has that same body type, like NFL tight end / linebacker.
Akin, he's a fascinating player. This is a guy from London, England. He was on that UMBC team. He's the last guy that played in that game where they upset Virginia, the #1 seed. He made the first bucket in that game. He spent last year playing at Cal Baptist. Heidbreeder has such a sweet touch.
They just feel like, Rich, if they can get it to single digits, that becomes a huge mental hurdle. But Utah State's been holding them at bay. Still up 13.
Jones penetrates. Funk, why not? That one was down and then out. Let's see if Air Force can get a little closer. It's a travel. And Joe Scott on the bench with his head in his hands tells everything. This is Dan Akin. Maybe the best bench in college basketball. Tim Doyle shaking his head in agreement. One more game on the night here on CBS Sports Network, and the only unbeaten in Division I basketball, number 21 New Mexico, Richard Pitino, has done a masterful job there. Will take on Fresno State in Fresno, right here on CBS Sports Network. And look, I mean, if there's anyone that's really built to help themselves from the transfer portal, Richard Pitino's done a great job at that.
Oh, absolutely. But he's got some guys with some NBA pedigree. You see Jamal Mashburn, his father could certainly hoop at UK, and Jalen House, the son of Eddie House, two guys that could fill it up, but he has rebuilt that in a hurry.
That's it for this league. That's great to see. It's great to see the pit just be as electric as it can be.
They're going to have their hands full tonight at Fresno State. Fresno State held Utah State to only 67 points. They can guard. They're at home. This is a trap game written all over it.
Funk kicks. Ashworth in the game now. He's going to add some energy. Shoga. Good defense by Taylor. Shoga in the lane, falling away, and it's well short. So a stop by Air Force. They're down 13. We're just under 14 minutes left. Let's see if the Falcons have a run in them. They just had a 7-0 run to cut a 19-point lead down. Hydebreeder feeds Green against Funk. Down he goes. It's a learning process. I mean, that's the thing. We just talked about New Mexico and the transfer portal. Air Force can't use the transfer portal. You can't transfer into Air Force. He can lose players after 2 years. Guys can transfer out. Bairstow drives. Player development is really the name of the game here. Petrides. Hydebreeder thought about three. That's Green, missed badly. Petrides kicks, clean look. Taylor, good. Ethan Taylor. Look at this, Tim Doyle. Air Force is within 10. Shoga, offensive foul. Terrific stuff from the Falcons.
Look at you. You called that offensive foul before the ref did. You were all over that play. Get him a whistle, Rich Waltz.
It's an easy call. I mean, he had position. Shoga. A little backpedal. It's still a charge.
Yeah, and this is not the strength of Utah State, right? What's their strength? Moving the ball, screening. Like, you get them into playing one-on-one. If you're a defense, that's a win.
Last time this game was under 10 was midway in the first half. Petrides, that's a charge. You can tell that this Air Force gets going a little too fast at times, right?
Yeah, I mean, the ball bounced right to Petrides, and he just put his head down almost like a 9-year-old and was just trying to get to as close to the hoop as possible. Instead of being patient, moving the basketball. That's going to come with age, experience.
Z Hamoda in the ball game. This is Hamoda out high. Ashworth calling for the ball. He's hit a couple threes. Akin. The Brits missed with the right hand. Carter Murphy up for the rebound. Air Force another chance to crack it into single digits. Hydebreeder, they don't give him much room with good reason.
I think they're due for a backdoor here. I can see Utah State's really being over-aggressive.
Oh, Hydebreeder with the right hand.
And you can see Utah State was starting to extend, and when you extend, you allow a team to get into the paint. Air Force on a 7-0 run.
Needing another stop here. Jones and Ashworth, two really good guards in the backcourt for Utah State. Atkin in low over Petritus, and he's whistled for the foul. Timeout on the floor. Air Force getting closer.
Trying to crawl back into this game. Ethan Taylor, the 6'5" sophomore, buries the three. And then Jake Highbreeder, another sophomore with a big bucket. This game's only 8. This is a good one in the Mountain West. You're watching college basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky.
54-46. Utah State 12-2. Air Force was down by 21 late in that first half. And here's how they've crawled back into this ball game.
I think the biggest thing is just playing with a little bit of confidence. You can see them starting this game like they started all the rest of their Mountain West games. They opened up down 17-3 to Nevada, down 15-2 to San Diego State, and they were struggling in this game. Got a chance to talk to Highbreeder before the game. Enormous UK fan. Growing up in Indiana, his favorite NBA player, Steph Curry. Best warm-up music, same as you, Rich. Drake.
Absolutely.
I know you just got the new Drake sneakers. Congratulations. They're going to look amazing with that blazer.
Atkin to the line and hits the first free throw. Atkin 12 points, 8 rebounds, 28 minutes a game. He comes off the bench. And as we've noted, they've been bringing Ashworth off the bench as well. He plays 30 minutes again.
He's almost backcourt though.
Back to a 10-point lead. Highbreeder rises, it's a 3. Oh, and it rims out. Had a clean look. Jones up the floor. Hamoda crosses over. Hamoda delivers. Air Force collects the turnover. Petritus playing with 3 fouls. Taylor's 3. Got it! This is as close as Air Force has been in a long, long time. Funk. Great 3-point shooters out there. Funk spins, misses. Atkin, the offensive glass, lost it. And here comes Air Force. A tighter game. It's a 7-point game. 21 was the biggest lead for Utah State. Petritus. And it's 4th team foul on Utah State.
Air Force has finally made some threes here. Now Taylor shot this ball with confidence. I love the emotion there. The 6'5" sophomore from Texas. He's had 5 double-figure games this year. Shoots good from deep, 40%.
Joe Scott, arms crossed, pacing. Murphy explodes, missed with the left hand. Jones in transition, numbers for the Aggies. Finds Hamoda, and he misses the right hand. Jones, Ashworth 3, got it. That's just a killer. An offense and a clean 3 from Ashworth. Back to a 10-point game. From Petritus.
And you can see they're clicking offensively. If that layup would have went in, that was a 5-point swing. Instead of getting a layup, Ashford hit a 3.
Highbreeder has the rebound.
I didn't love that look there from Ashford. That one was a little forced.
8-point game. Highbreeder lost the ball, got it back. Taylor's hit a couple threes. Misses that one. Jones. Funk is wide open. And he is such a good three-point shooter that feels like a layup. Every time Air Force makes a run, Utah State has an answer, but a tighter game here, 62-51. Taylor Funk is new to the Mountain West Conference, not to three-point shooting.
No, they lost him in transition there, and he almost shot this, and you and I knew it was in before he almost shot it. He took his time. Look at that rotation, perfect. Bench loves it. They're excited. Push it back to double figures. And when I see Funk, the sixth-year player from Pennsylvania, I see a young Vince Vaughn. I'm not a talker. I'm not a talker.
Okay, I'll go with that. Murphy backing in against a taller player, falling away. Air Force kept it alive. Ashworth has another rebound. For a little guy, he does rebound pretty well. Crossover, drives, leans, and is fouled. It's Murphy on the foul.
Yeah, Ashworth, this is not an insult, but he might be the same player when he's 38 years old. And he comes into a gym, he's working IT somewhere, and he takes off his Brooks Brothers button down, and he just lights you up for 45. And you go, how did that just happen?
Well, you're right. I mean, he's gonna wreck some people's leagues in about in his late 30s.
You and I know because there's a little Splashworth for the fans. He's got his own fan section there. It's amazing. He's got such beautiful form. It's textbook. Talked about Tom Amansky, textbook in the first half.
Lead is back to 13. Taylor, Becker, that's a three. Bo Becker, and a quick timeout, under 8 minutes, 7:57 left.
A lot to build on here if you're Air Force. 17 of your 20 players on your roster are freshmen and sophomores. Playing against the top 25 team, you're down 21, but you're showing some fight at home.
We go back in time for our AT&T 5G Fast Analysis. It was all about Stephen Ashworth.
Well, give Air Force credit. They've guarded the three extremely well. Now they've given up a ton of points in the paint, 36 to be exact. But Ashworth, I don't know why shooters, when they get that ball thrown out to them, it's almost like they're shooting in a gym all of a sudden, because that's how people rebound for you. Like they catch it out and they throw it out to you. Coming into the game, Utah State had 5 players averaging double figures. Rich, that's what a balanced attack again.
Yeah, and it's, look, you pointed out a couple times tonight, even Troy Calhoun, the Air Force football coach who I saw at halftime, said, my goodness, this Utah State team, they got so many weapons. They're so deep that he went on and on about their athleticism and how they share the basketball. And it's like he could have done the AT&T 5G Fast Analysis.
I was asked if I had any weapons in my car as I pulled up to Air Force today.
Yes, that's a standard operating procedure, my friend.
Correct.
All right, Utah State out of the timeout, 10-point game. See, the rebounds have pretty much evened up, and that's good news for Air Force. Ashworth, so good, finds Bairstow, missed the shot. Guess what? Ashworth, guess what? He misses the three. Mills with the rebound. Air Force kind of get back into single digits. Heidbreeder with the ball. He's got 13 to lead the Falcons. They've got 3 men in double digits. Petraeus and Taylor both with 11. And Jones gets a hand on a loose ball, held ball, and that arrow goes to Utah State.
Did you notice that Joe Scott doesn't wear the same outfit as his assistants? I kind of like that. It's almost like Tom Landry-esque. Like everybody else has the same outfit on in uniform, but he wears a different outfit.
Well, I'm sure they can find him no matter what he wears. I mean, Joe's a pretty stern coach, but you're right. He's going blue. Everybody else is white. Ryan Odom, on the other hand, is Very similar to his assistant.
I think
When's
it's
the last time you saw a college basketball coach in a suit?
Yeah, I mean,
not many are wearing them.
There's only 2 people that have ties on in this gym. It's me and you, pal.
And yours is splendid, I might add. Funk, Ashworth, 2-man game. Funk's wide open, and he feeds Akin, and he's fouled by Bo Becker. If you're just tuning into this one, Utah State 12-2. They've got weapons like Funk and Akin. They are number 23 in the net. They have all the earmarks of a top 25 team. Now their schedule is going to get tougher. They beat Fresno State to open, and they're on top of Air Force here. Their next game is at Boise State. That's not an easy place to play.
I think they have some really rock-solid wins, beating Santa Clara by 22. Oral Roberts.
Their Oral Roberts, that's their best win numbers-wise. Oral Roberts 43 in the net.
San Francisco, you saw them beat Arizona State by 100 right here on this network.
Yes. It's an 11-point game. Becker, Petritis, Mills. Shot clock's down at 5. Got to get something up. That's Taylor. Desperation hits the rim. Jones. Ashworth, good head fake. And Petritis picks up his 4th. Boise State on the road. Wyoming is a mystery at 5-9 right now. Nevada, that's one of the surprise teams. 12-3, 2-0. Steve Alford's got them playing great. UNLV's 0-2 in conference, but they're much improved.
I had them earlier in the year, and I was really impressed with them. But they're in a little bit of a funk right now. So if you want to play UNLV, you want to play them right now.
Still an 11-point game. Ashworth off the miss. Highbreeder, Bairstow's done a pretty good job on him in this ball game. Petritis around a screen, and a baseline jumper by Becker. It's back to single digits, 5.5 left.
I just love the fight that the Falcons have shown here against a more talented, more experienced squad. They have not laid down.
Akin, and it's an Air Force ball. It's almost like their youth costs them early in a game, but then their resilience brings them back tight.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a guy like Bo Becker, he had 5 DNPs this year, and I think Joe Scott was figuring out where does he fit. And in this game, he's made some shots. Now, on this play, I'd look for Highbreeder to get the ball. Number 3 in white.
Bottom of your screen. Petritis, ball fake, and not a great pass.
See, and I think this is the youth where Highbreeder's their best player. He averages 15 points a game, making a run at single digits. He has to touch the ball. And if you're not going to run anything for him, he has to go get the ball. Like, that's where being selfish as an older guy, you're like, all right, this is my time. My team needs me to step up. That possession, you didn't touch the ball.
.21 was the biggest lead for Utah State. That's a carry by Shulga. There's 4.5 minutes left here. Air Force down by 9.
Yeah, that's not Utah State's strength. All of a sudden isolating. Ryan Odom's at his best when his guys are moving. Like I said, I'd go right back to Highbreeder here. Get him a touch, 3 and white.
And a reach foul by Jones. 5 team fouls on Utah State. Jones with his 3rd personal. He's the first Aggie to have 3. Vanderswag in for Air Force. There's Hydebreeder with a touch. See if they can loosen him up with a screen. Shulga getting that assignment. On a cut, shot clock is down. Taylor falling away, and it's in and out. Hydebreeder rebounds, kick out. This is Becker's three, won't go. Rebound to Taylor. They've had some good looks, and the possession still alive. Mills missed the runner. And that's going to Utah State. A 21-point lead for Utah State. This young Air Force team, little by little, has narrowed it to 9. 3:43 left. Ball game. Old Trapper, there he is. Brings you the Old Trapper Beef Jerky player of the game. And why not go with Taylor Funk tonight, the St. Joe's transfer?
Well, he certainly is old, right? There's no other way to say that. Sixth year in college. When he began college, gas was...
Okay.
You don't want to hear it?
Not a criteria for the Old Trapper player of the game, but duly noted that he is a senior member of this Utah State team.
And Ryan Odom said he recruited them out of high school. They used to scrimmage UMBC and St. Joe's. That's where Funk was at. He had a relationship. He's been great in this game. Yes. Steady hand, 6 of 10 from the floor, 14 points.
He's made losing Justin Bean, you know, I mean, Justin Bean was a terrific player in his run there, but Funk has fit right in and really filled a nice role. I think Atkin has been an outstanding addition for Utah State. Funk, little jump hook. That's an excellent job by Vanderswald. Let's see if Air Force can get a little closer.
I want Hydebreeder to touch the ball. This 3 possessions, he is shielded away from the basketball. There he is right there, 3.
Back cut, shot clock is down. Air Force has it, down to 5. Mills, Vanderswald, that's a 3. Comes up short, Shulga has the rebound.
Another possession, your leading scorer, 15 points a game, nowhere to be found.
Bairstow. Air Force still has a shot here. Taylor almost lost it. Mills cut off. And it's a steal by Funk. Ashworth in transition. And Shulga will slow it down. And Utah State with Atkin under. He's going to the free throw line. Tim Doyle's keys to the game. One last look.
Well, Air Force did a good job getting back on defense. They've guarded the 3. They've cut. Air Force has cut. Utah State came into the game making 11 threes a game. Difference in this game has all been points in the paint. They have just dominated that, 36 to 26. It's a 10-point edge, and they have a 9-point lead.
And look, I know it wasn't on our radar. Something that we were really focusing on is how is Utah State going to do in the paint tonight, because they're such a great 3-point shooting team. They share the ball so well, but they decidedly attacked the paint with great success in the first half. Built a 21-point lead. Mills, Petritus lost it and then blasts Ashworth, and that's going to be 5 fouls on a fabulous freshman. 4 times he's been the player of the week in the Mountain West, which, as we've noted, a really, really good conference. So Petritis will have to come out of the ball game. Team foul 8. Ashworth gets 1 and 1. Petritis 11 points, 5 assists. There isn't much this guy can't do. He can defend, he obviously shoots the three, leads the nation in three-point percentage. He seems to be around just about every loose ball.
He's got multiple signs here at the game.
Fan club. He's had some big games. In that Oral Roberts game, he went for 30. He was 8 of 9 from distance. And a very good free throw shooter as well, 84%.
Just absolutely flawless form.
And you see the drought. Air Force cut the lead down. They've had opportunities to get closer. And Heidbreeder. Atkins sends it into the seats. Heidbreeder went down. There was contact. Let's take a look.
Massive rejection there. It's the first time Heidbreeder has taken a shot in the last few minutes of this game.
One of their last 8 for the field is Air Force. Back cut, Heidbreeder, nice. Foul, free throw comes.
Yeah, you got to think this is a team of freshmen and sophomores that are gaining continuity. You saw them get, I counted 5 backdoor cuts here in the second half. Free throw cuts this to potentially 9. Just a great pass there by Taylor. Another sophomore. They're just littered with sophomores that are playing quality minutes.
Heidbreeder's 88% from the line. Makes the free throw, and so here's Air Force back into single digits, but just 1:22 left. A 30-second timeout from the Mountain West. Joe Scott squeezing as much as he can out of this young freshman and sophomore-laden team. They dropped their first 2 in conference. On the road, Colorado State, Fresno State, back home for San Diego State. And then at San Jose State, which is not a layup anymore.
What's a layup in this conference?
I don't know.
That's the problem. You know, and that's what Joe Scott said. He said, everybody looks like us. Like we're the layup, and they come in with a certain edge and confidence to them. So
Jones is fouled.
Joe Scott is way out on the floor.
Yeah, he's not happy at all right now. He's and the officials are giving him some latitude here. I think he's talking about a play that wasn't whistled early. And Ryland Jones goes to the line. That's the thing that he overcame the first time he was here, was convincing his team, who then convinced the rest of the Mountain West that they weren't the layup, that they weren't going to get pushed around anymore. And that's when that team took off and won the Mountain West. They got to the NCAA tournament and set themselves up for more success. Heidbreeder got that. It's a 3.
You know, Heidbreeder got that shot blocked into the stands. And since then, he had a 3-point play and hit a 3. It's 8. I know a lot of people still interested in this one.
Thank you, Al Mike. The Air Force just keeps coming. It's 70-62 right now.
Yeah, and I love the fact that Jake Heidbreeder, got aggressive. He actually got a shot blocked, and he came back at it, got a three-point play, hit a three. He went too long as their best offensive player without touching the ball when they went through that drought. So you can go back and watch this, learn from it. He's only 19 years old. Just start looking at it. I mean, you can tell he shaves like every other month. So he's still maturing out there.
Jones to inbound. Funk is going to come down to the other end of the floor. Air Force out of timeouts, down 8. And that's, look, at what point in your career were you able to, because you ran a similar offense, call your own number? Because as you noted to me, in this offense, you can call your own number.
Yeah, I think that comes with confidence and belief in yourself. You could do it as a freshman, you could do it as a sophomore. He needs to do it now. For me, it happened really towards my junior year into my senior year. And that's what I see when I see this squad. I see what this can become. And it's going to be exactly what Joe Scott did the first time. If, and this is a big if everybody stays.
Ten-point game. Murphy turned down an open three, and instead, it's Taylor who drills a three. 50 seconds left. It's down to 7. Ashworth up the floor. He's fouled. 45 seconds left.
You love the fight in this Air Force squad. Taylor's been great here in the second half. He's actually been asked to make some really difficult shots where his teammates threw him the ball and they were like, go make something happen, and he's done that. Great backdoor pass. It's game 7. It's a very interesting number.
Free throw up and good from Ashworth.
Right to 7.
I'm with you. When they get the youth out of them, right, and that confidence and toughness comes, they've got the skill. They've got the guys.
I know. Problem is, right, the schedule in the league is so good this year that they're going to go through some bumps in the road confidence-wise.
Hydebreeder, a three, missed it. Nice tip, Hydebreeder, another three, missed that one. And a foul. Hydebreeder thought he was fouled on that first three-point attempt.
Yeah, I mean, you love the fight. He had a great angle. We had a perfect angle on that. Ball was just a little bit long, but I like the fact that he went through a little bit of a lull in this game, the sophomore from Indiana, and then he was able to show some fight here at the end. And you see Bairstow goes to the line. He shot 6 of 48 from 3 last year. And this year, he's already made 13 threes, and he's up to 46%. So he has been in the gym working on that stroke.
The other added bonus with Bairstow, he's got a great assist-to-turnover ratio. 25 assists, just 6 turnovers coming into this ball game. Held ball, arrow goes to Air Force. Utah State has had trouble making buckets for Ryan Odom. Their last 14 points are all free throws. So discussion between a couple of the officials. Vern Harris, the, of course, guy that we see a lot, not only in big games, but also in the NCAA tournaments. Michael Irving, Frank Harvey on this crew. Murphy, Becker, Hydebreeder, good ball fake, and he missed the driving layup. Steals the ball. Shoga gets it back. And we're into 10 seconds. And obviously, Utah State, a road win in the Mountain West. They're going to go to 13-2, 2-0. They head to Boise State next. Ryan Odom's team is really, really good.
Yeah, they got Experience, balance, consistency. They got a great bench that averages over 30 points a game. In the last 2 games they played against Air Force, they beat the Falcons by 27 in each of those games. But the last time they were in this arena, they walked out of here with a loss. So a milestone win, go to 13-2. And when I look at this conference top to bottom, you could argue the best team.
And they're a really nice mix of what you talked about in developing players, guys that have been in the system, and welcoming in transfers and adding that way. Final seconds. And Utah State holds on. A 21-point lead was shaved down to 7. But the Aggies, 6 of their last 7 meetings against Air Force, a win. And they're 13-2. And for the Falcons, 0-3. Once again, they'd love to erase a good portion of that first half. And if they could just get what they had in the second half, for 2 halves, this young Joe Scott team is going to start getting some wins.
I think both the coaches have something to build on, because I think Ryan Odom's going to see this a lot with Utah State. Teams chase them off the 3-point line. Do they take advantage of those points in the paint like they did against Air Force?
And of course, a tradition anytime with an academy football or basketball game is the alma mater. Not just the Falcons, but also Utah State staying for that. So tonight in the Mountain West, Utah State on the road, an improving Air Force team, the big 21-point first half lead, too much to overcome. And Utah State hangs on despite a nice rally by Air Force for the win. For Tim Doyle, our entire CBS Sports Network crew, I'm Rich Waltz. This is a presentation of CBS Sports Network, 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Mountain West Conference basketball continues. Out west of Fresno, Dave Ryan, Dan Dickow. New Mexico, Fresno State.